From Peninsula TV studio in San Carlos, SBC Pacific Bell, the San Mateo Credit Union, and Wells Fargo present the Bay Area's hottest game show, Peninsula Quiz Kids. And now, the best host on the West Coast, Brad Friedman.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome to Quiz Kids. Well, if you saw our last match, you saw the first in our semifinal matches, and you saw Menlo Atherton, the three-time champs, defeat Crystal Springs Uplands, and they will be going for the fourth time to our championship match. Which team will be facing them? Will it be the Burlingame High School Panthers? Or will it be the Sacred Heart Gators? Let's find out, shall we? As we play the collaboration round. Welcome back, fellas. I have here the questions for your first round. They're worth 10 points. In each set of the round, I'll ask a question first of the Burlingame team, then a question of the Sacred Heart team. And you will have about 10 seconds to collaborate. Your captain, Eugene or Daniel, will give me the answer you think is correct. If you get it right, you score the points. If not, the other team will have a chance to collaborate and steal those points. And we play back and forth until the buzzer signals the end of the round, okay? Everybody understand out there? I hope so. Good luck to both teams. Let's give Burlingame their first question. Its last ruler was Charles I of Austria, who was also Charles IV, King of Hungary, when he was deposed in 1918. What dynasty ruled much of Central Europe for much of the last 800 years?
The Habsburg dynasty?
Yes, the Habsburg. In the fastest finger game on the old Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, as if anybody watched that show, what were your odds of getting the 4 choices in the correct order purely by random guess?
Four factorial limit. So 24.
24?
1 in 24.
1 in 24?
Yeah.
1 in 24?
Yes, you got it for 10 points. A 1968 tape of his pre-reggae music was recently found in a New York apartment more than 20 years after his death and a long way from Jamaica. What singer's band was called The Wailers?
Bob Marley.
That's right, Bob Marley. I'll give you one of my amazing accents too. Torvald tries to protect his wife Nora from the harshness of life, but when she incurs a debt and tries to pay it back, the resulting rift destroys their marriage in what play by Henrik Ibsen?
It's called Doll's House.
Doll's House.
A Doll's House.
A Doll's House?
That's right. And they got that despite the fact that I switched from German to Swedish, which isn't even right either. Swedish is wrong, so we're moving on. The ancient orator Demosthenes gave 3 unsuccessful speeches warning the Greeks to rise up and fight against what father of Alexander the Great?
Philip?
I need more.
Was it Philip of Macedonia?
Well,
A second. Yes. Yeah.
all right, Philip II of Macedon, I'll give it to him. He was saying the second, too. He had it. All right. Jorge Gaitan was assassinated in 1948 while running for president of what South American country whose military has fought for nearly 40 years against the guerrilla group FARC?
Colombia?
Yes, Colombia. Its director said, a lot of people thought we were going to blow up Montreal's Olympic Stadium and were very disappointed when they learned we weren't. Name this 2002 movie that starred Morgan Freeman and Ben Affleck and was based on a novel by Tom Clancy.
The Sum of All Fears?
Yes, The Sum of All Fears. After Ariadne's thread helped Theseus defeat the Minotaur, on what island did Theseus leave a very unhappy Ariadne? Crete? No, it wasn't Crete. You can steal. Eugene?
Cyprus.
No, Naxos. The next question goes to you, Panthers. Name the coach fired at UCLA after their men's team had their first losing season in 55 years.
Steve Lavin.
Yes, it's Steve Lavin. What Charles Dickens novel, which by the way is my favorite Charles Dickens novel, tells of Esther Summerson's meeting with Mrs. Jellyby, a woman concerned about her African project but not her living conditions or her family?
Looking at me.
Guess you should know. Oliver Twist.
Daniel?
Oliver Twist?
Nope, it's not Oliver Twist. You can steal.
Great Expectations.
No. Fog, Fog Everywhere, Bleak House. Yeah, of course, Bleak House. You should read it. When Thomas Bruce was told in 1801 that he could take anything he wanted from the Parthenon that was not connected to the city walls, the sculptures he brought back to England were given what name that reflected his status as an earl?
No idea.
Don't know. You can steal. You have a minute to go.
The Earl's Grays.
Daniel?
The Earl's Grays?
No, I actually got to see these in England, the Elgin Marbles. You get the next question, though. In October 2002, he played an 8-game match against the computer program Deep Fritz 7. Name this current world chess champion who beat Garry Kasparov in a 2000 match.
I was going to say Gary Kasparov.
It's not. Try Anna.
Daniel?
Anna's?
No. You can steal.
So was
Sokolov.
No, it was Vladimir Kramnik. Vladimir Kramnik. And we're at the end of the round. We show Burlingame in the lead with 50 against Sacred Heart's 30. Captain Eugene Zinoviev of the Burlingame Panthers, you just heard from UC Berkeley and you got in.
Yes, I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You think you're gonna go?
I think I'm going to go because it was basically my top choice from all the colleges around.
Was it?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Because I went to Berkeley, so I'm, former, what are they, Bears? Whoops. I think I went to a football game once. So you ready to assume the guise of a regular Berkeley student? Cut, trim hair, a little tie. Yeah?
I think I'm ready to make those sacrifices.
The
yeah.
sacrifices, walking down Telegraph Avenue with your briefcase. No. All right, so what are you going to study?
I'm going to study political science there.
And what better place? I mean, you can get right in the middle of, all kinds of exciting developments.
That was basically the reason I wanted to go there.
Good.
was the
Well,
political science program.
Congratulations to you, Eugene. I bet you'll do great there. Jeff Love, we have so many things to talk about, which you will not allow me to mention on the air. But you did just flush in from Sacramento to get here because you were playing soccer.
Yep.
You won't let me talk about what happened there.
No.
Right? I've heard some college news. It's very exciting. You won't let me talk about that. So we're reduced to talking about the fact that you are the ASB secretary.
Yes, I am.
That's great. So what does the ASB secretary do?
Well, I'm supposed to take notes and stuff.
But you don't.
Not really.
So you just sort of kick back and sit there.
I hang out. I like
Yeah.
the people, and a lot of them are here, so I just kind of hang out.
That's great.
Really-
So is this on your transcript, like when you send out saying, and I was also the ASB secretary?
course.
Right.
kind of
Right.
question is that?
So the colleges that we will not mention that you got in, I hope they're watching to know what a great guy you are. We'll move on. Now Edmund Mao is, right as we speak, playing Brandy Bottle Bates in the Burlingame production of Guys and Dolls. So he couldn't be here, but Dan Baum is here. Playing for the first time, Dan.
Yes, I am.
And hoping to take you guys to the championship. You were the co-captain of the Panthers football team this year.
Yes, I was.
Yes, and by some fluke, you beat San Mateo in the Little Big Game.
For the 6th time in a row.
Like the first or second time ever.
41, Brad.
Okay, the first or second time ever in the last 2 years, all right? It's great when the cheerleaders show up. I love this. You also scored some kind of school record. What was that?
We finished 12-1, and that was the most wins by any football team in one season in school history.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're also the leadership class president, and that's not the student body president or the senior class president. So leadership class is like an organization that does all kinds of projects.
Yeah, we do various projects around school. We meet as a class every day, and I'm president for the second semester.
For the second semester. And what projects are you working on right now?
Well, we just finished painting the bleachers out by the football field.
Good.
And we made a video about the history of Burlingame High School.
And who will be seeing that?
The Burlingame Historical Society had an event, and they requested our help for it.
Good. Well, that's wonderful. Well, good luck to you with the rest of your endeavors this year. And let's give a big hand to your coach, Mr. Tom Willard. In our last match with Sacred Heart, we determined that Daniel Brady is the true leader and runner of Sacred Heart. And now he's running for president of the senior class next year.
Yeah,
or of the student body.
What? Yeah, student body president.
Right. And because everyone knows your leadership abilities, you're running unopposed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as of now, someone might.
That's enough. So why don't you stand up and try and convince someone else at Sacred Heart who's watching to run against you?
Why would I want to do that?
Competition, you can do it.
Well, I think it would force me to come up with something funny to, for the speech on Thursday. And generally, the people who get elected are the people who are the funniest. So if someone else ran, then I would be forced to think of something funny.
I am so impressed by you. I'm speechless here. Well, we're gonna move on. Oh my goodness, Chris Wheat, welcome.
How's it going?
I'm fine. Chris Wheat, you are about to embark on a long-standing tradition at Sacred Heart that's beginning this year for the first time.
Exactly.
It's called Skit Night.
Skit Night this evening, sponsored by Kitsch, which these clowns are in as well.
Yes, these guys are all in Kitsch,
And,
the improv team, right?
Actually kind of quasi-disappointed about it because I was going to write for our script for our class and eventually had to pull out of it because a lot of people thought our theme was going to be inappropriate. So.
Right,
And I, of course, reasoned that it would be worthless for me to write about something that is not inappropriate.
Right. Now, everyone here is going to wait for me to ask the theme to see if it is or isn't inappropriate, and I'm going to move on to Scott Norton because I know the theme, and it is
not appropriate.
Yeah. Scott.
Yes, sir.
Scott, it always just boils down to this. I'm supposed to ask you about ancient Hebrew oil lamps.
Oh, well, as part of an honors world civilizations program at our school, there's this history teacher who's
Mama G.
Mama G. She's traveled all around the world collecting ancient oil lamps from the Israel area, and we identify them. One of mine was a light brown replica from ancient Egypt. One of them was Roman Imperial. Broken handle, semi-pear-shaped, ovular shape.
Sounds like a fashion show, kind of.
Yeah.
The semi-fashion, the broken
With
imperial.
all due respect to Mrs. Gilboa, I'm pretty sure no one wants to come to our school anymore.
There's a lot to be said for ancient oil lamps. Hanukkah is based on ancient oil lamps, for goodness sake. Come on.
So true.
Well, good luck with that project. How exciting for you. Kevin Morris, your coach. I just want to point out that Kevin is actually a very pale person, but by the time we introduce him, he's always beet red. So, good group. They're great, Kevin. And I have somebody who will be beet red if I do anything wrong. It's our judge, Mr. Frank Saboti. Can we move on now? Let's go to the second round after we watch this video about Burlingame High School.
Tradition and excellence have been the hallmarks of Burlingame High School since it opened in 1923. BHS is committed to giving students the very best preparation for the future and currently has received grants to bring more technology into the classroom. For example, there's a video productions class by which a daily broadcast of announcements is possible. Outside of the classroom, students are more active than ever. Our Panthers played football, tennis, tennis on brand new tennis courts. And for the first time ever, water polo in our Olympic-sized swimming pool. About 100 students participate in the BHS marching band, and interest is no less in other fine arts endeavors. But in the end, it's the people here that give this school a character all its own.
All right, here we go. Three buddies talking about sports as we play the face-off round. Both of you have chosen sports as your category. And Chris is so tall that I have to hold them like questions like this. So I'll try and read them the best I can. I'll go back and forth. If you get the answer right, you get the points. And if not, and so we'll continue until we hear the buzzer sound. Shake hands, gentlemen. Can you see them?
Not right.
Actually, if I do this, it doesn't matter if you see them because they're his question.
Well, do that then.
Okay. A little rude, don't you think? All right, yeah. Name the university defending the 2002 men's basketball championship.
Maryland.
Maryland Terrapins, yeah. Name the NBA team which won the NBA championships 8 times between 1959 and 1966.
The Lakers.
No, it was the Boston Celtics. Okay, we've got some questions about baseball managers. Really difficult. Who is the new manager of the San Francisco Giants replacing Dusty Baker?
Felipe Alou.
Felipe Alou, yes. Name the former SF Giant who replaced Lou Piniella as manager of the Seattle Mariners.
Darryl Strawberry.
Bob Melvin. In football, roughing the kicker, unsportsmanlike conduct, and yanking a face mask are all penalties worth how many yards?
15.
Yes, 15 yards. Name 2 of the 4 golfers who have won the U.S. Open 4 times.
Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer.
No, Willie Anderson, Ben Hogan, and Bobby Jones. He won the British Open 6 times between 1896 and 1914. Name this golfer whose name is now given to the annual award for the lowest scoring average on the PGA Tour.
Gene Sarazen.
Harry Vardon. Name the NHL player who played over 30 seasons from the 1940s to the 1980s.
Gordie Howe.
Yes, Gordie Howe. And that signals the end of the match. Burlingame is in the lead, 80-40. Gentlemen. Don't worry, Chris, the point values are about to double. You can catch up very quickly, and we'll see what happens when we come back after this look at Sacred Heart Prep. Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart Preparatory in Atherton is an independent Roman Catholic day school founded in 1898 by the Society of the Sacred Heart.
To me, Sacred Heart is about developing critical thinkers and a love for learning.
And it's about sharing lives and learning together.
And I think it's about celebrating spiritual life and fostering social awareness and service to others.
And discovering our hidden talents within ourselves by exploring outside interests.
It's about developing athletic skills and learning teamwork.
And experiencing life beyond the Bay Area.
I think a Sacred Heart education is all about growing roots and spreading wings.
We seek enthusiastic students who can handle a rigorous academic program and contribute to our school community.
All right, gentlemen, put your hands on your buzzers. It's time to play the lightning round. I promised, Chris, the point values are doubled to 20 points. I will ask a question. The first person to buzz in gets the first chance to answer for your team. If you get the right answer, you get the points. If not, the other team will get a chance to collaborate and steal those points. If you buzz in before I complete the question, that's all the information you will get. And if you don't get it right, I will complete the question for the other team. Everyone understand? I know there's a lot at stake, so gentlemen, good luck to both teams. Here's the first question. In 1803, Shah Shuja was proclaimed king of what nation ruled until recently by the Taliban? Yes, Jeff?
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan. What strong-smelling chemical element often found in hot springs? Yes, Daniel?
Sulfur.
That's right. The so-called Miracle of Minsk at the 2002 Winter Olympics was the defeat of Sweden in men's. Yes, Jeff?
Belarus.
Belarus is right. What name is given to each possible variation of a given gene? Yes, Jeff?
Allele.
Allele, that's right. What U.S. president bought the Louisiana? Yes, Jeff?
Thomas Jefferson.
That is correct. In 1998, Air Force Lieutenant Michael Blasey was identified as the Vietnam War representative of, and yes, Chris?
Louisiana.
No. He was identified as the Vietnam War representative of and then removed from what group of soldiers buried at Arlington National Cemetery?
The unknown soldiers?
That's right, the Tomb of the Unknown. What nickname is shared by two of this year's top 4 seeds in the men's tournament? Yes, Jeff?
Wildcats.
The Wildcats. Arizona and Kentucky. Name the Catholic Cardinal and Archbishop of Boston who resigned in December. Yes, Scott?
Cardinal Law.
That's right, Cardinal Law. In George Bernard Shaw's play, Major Barbara, Barbara is a major in what army? Yes, Eugene?
The English Army.
That's incorrect. You can steal.
French?
The Salvation Army. Convert the decimal number 26 to base 2 or binary. You got it in.
10010.
That's incorrect. You can steal. Eugene.
10110.
11010. What short-lived mid-19th century company hired young men less than 18 years old who were excellent horsemen? Yes, Scott?
The Pony Express.
That's correct. Johann Sebastian Bach's 1748 Mass that contains a lot of material in D major has a title indicating it to be in what other key? Yes, Eugene?
D minor.
Not D minor, no. You may steal.
It could be G minor. G major. Just give me something really quick. G major.
G major.
B minor. He served as dictator of Algeria for 6 months and became president of France's Fifth Republic in 19... Yes, Jeff? Jeff?
Jacques Chirac.
No. He became president of France's Fifth Republic in 1959. Name this leader of the Free French during World War II.
Charles de Gaulle. Yeah, maybe.
Charles de Gaulle.
Charles de Gaulle, that's right. Alexander Graham Bell is buried on Cape Breton Island in what Canadian province? Yes, Chris?
New Brunswick?
No. You can steal it.
Is it Newfoundland?
Newfoundland?
No, Nova Scotia. What classic sitcom parodied in recent Old Navy commercials? Yes, Jeff?
Green Acres.
That's right. Oh, you intellectuals. First published in 1849, his principles of nonviolent protest were used by Gandhi and by, yes, Scott?
Henry David Thoreau.
That's incorrect. By anti-apartheid groups in South Africa. Give the 2-word title of this work by Henry David Thoreau.
Civil disobedience.
You got it.
Yeah.
What condition caused by excessive bilirubin in the blood is treated in babies by special lighting in... Yes, Jeff?
Colic.
No. Special lighting in the hospital that helps to alleviate their yellow skin.
Jaundice.
What? Jaundice?
Jaundice.
Jaundice?
Yes, jaundice. During the week before the Fiesta Bowl in January, he made headlines by saying he'd rather have been home at the funeral of a... Yes, Chris?
Willis McGahee?
No. He'd rather have been home at the funeral of a friend. Name this freshman running back for Ohio State.
Maurice Claret. Just say
Claret?
Yes, Maurice Claret is right. We have 1 minute to go. What 8-letter Arabic word that means shaking off is used by Palestinians to describe their campaign against Israel? You missed that one. We're looking for the Intifada. The recent book, Chasing the Red, White, and Blue, tells of his 1831 journey to America to study its prison system. Yes, Eugene.
Alexis de Tocqueville.
That is right. In areas where the soil contains large amounts of iron, what color does it? Yes, Eugene.
Reddish brown.
No. You can steal.
Red? Red?
Yes, red. Oh, boo! Who is the new host of the TV game show Pyramid? Yes, Eugene. I mean, really? You know?
Brad Friedman.
Nice try.
It might be.
Donny Osmond?
That's right, Donny Osmond. I think he's looking old. What Ohio-born author of The Red-Headed Outfield wrote more than 60 Western novels like West of the Pecos and Riders of the Purple Sage? Yes, Jeff.
Zane Grey.
That's right. 20 points. Whoa. You are taking on Menlo Atherton next week. Not only are you guys very smart, but you are three wonderful young gentlemen, and it has been a pleasure to work with you all season. I will miss you, and I wish you all the very best. Let me know if you become president of the United States or the school or whatever, and I'll probably see you next year on this team. You guys have also been playing terrifically, and now you're going to take on the hardest team Quiz Kids has ever produced. So sleep, rest, get excited. You guys are smart. Maybe you can do it. We'll see you next week. You come back and watch and see who wins the trip, courtesy of our friends at ACIS. Until then, we'll see ya. Bye-bye.
This year's champions will be winging their way to Europe for an all-expenses-paid adventure to some of the world's most historic sites, courtesy of ACIS. We wish to thank The Chronicle for their continued support of Peninsula Quiz Kids. Mr. Friedman's wardrobe provided courtesy of Sartori of San Carlos. The producers of Peninsula Quiz Kids wish to thank the following: Molly Stone's Markets, Scottish Rite of Freemasonry of Burlingame, Target, The Tea Party, Jamba Juice, Klutz Publishing, Century Theaters, Silver Terrace Nursery, AEIS Ronald Bland, Samtrans, and the San Mateo County Office of Education.